Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first one is from Nick Walker at 8 weeks out of Mr. Olympia, hitting a side chest and not posing at his usual spot where he takes his check-ins for his coach. Now he took a photo in the gym under some pretty good lighting, probably with a pump, and this is what Nick looks like right now in the side chest pose. Yesterday, I made a comparison video of Nick Walker versus Andrew Jacked, and a lot of you guys were like, I shouldn't even be comparing Nick Walker to Andrew Jacked. Some people even thought that it was sort of disrespectful to Andrew Jacked to be compared to Nick Walker, but guys, let's be real here. I mean, I was comparing Andrew Jacked to the top two guys, Derek and Hadi, and then to Samson, who is top 3, and Nick Walker, who basically also was top 3 2 years ago when he competed last, but now let's say he's top 3, top 4. I did not even compare Andrew Jacked to Brandon Curry, who beat Andrew Jacked last year, and he was in the hospital the night before. So Andrew Jacked is receiving a lot of respect right now, at least from me. And as far as him versus Nick Walker, guys, you need to understand that no matter how much you dislike Nick's structure, and I know a lot of people feel like he shouldn't be placing so high because of his flaws, because of his structural flaws mainly, and like because of his waist and basically his shape and so on. He is still very, very good on that stage. Like, he is one of the biggest guys on the stage, and he always comes in really good condition, and he looks very good in all of the poses. Like, maybe the transitions, maybe like when he's walking around, you can see those flaws, but really when he hits the poses, there are a couple of shots that he doesn't look the best at, but in majority of the bodybuilding poses, he actually looks very, very good. So I don't think Andrew Jacked is going to have an easy time against Nick Walker. No matter how much his structure is flawed, no matter how beautiful Andrew's physique is, Nick is very, very complete muscularity-wise. He's going to come in shape. He's going to be probably the biggest guy in that top 5. And in my opinion, he can place as high as, I don't know, first, maybe even. Like, a lot of people doubted Nick many times. Nobody really believed that he was going to win the Arnold Classic at his first pro year. He did it. Not a lot of people thought that he was going to be third at the Mr. Olympia 2 years ago, yet he achieved that. And yeah, I know he basically almost lost to Martin Fitzwater, but Martin Fitzwater is really good right now. I feel like Martin is kind of underrated. I mean, he's young, yeah, and he's new, that's true. But I believe in that second call-out, against guys like Hunter Labrada, Brandon Curry, and the others, I believe Martin can actually end up at the top of that call-out. I can see him placing, like 6th, something like that potentially. I think Martin is actually that good if he brings good conditioning. So I think Martin would have probably pushed anybody at that show at the New York Pro with his look. But the only reason why it was so close, 1-point decision, it's because Nick did not control his midsection well at that show. And I believe he can improve that easily. Like, it's not like he lost a body part and he can't get it back like it happened with Big Ramy. It's just midsection control. He can practice, he can do more vacuums in the off-season, he can just learn how to control it better, and it's fixed. And then Martin can't touch him. And I don't know if Andrew Jacked can beat him. I don't know if Samson can beat him. I believe as long as Nick is 100% on, and the other guys are slightly off, I think he can beat pretty much everybody today in bodybuilding. I think Nick is that good. But I am well aware of his flaws. He has a lot of flaws, structural flaws, but still, with that conditioning, with that muscularity, with those poses, the way he hits them, Nick is always gonna be dangerous. Do not underestimate him. I do not think Andrew is gonna have easy time against Nick Walker. I believe those 5 guys, Derek, Hadi, Samson, Andrew, and Nick can, place wherever in the top 5. Depending on how well they show up, what kind of package they bring, how on or how off they are. That's the way I see it. That's the top tier of bodybuilding right now. That's the first call out, in my opinion, top 5. And I believe anything can pretty much happen in that top 5. And that's why this year's Mr. Olympia is so exciting. But if you guys think otherwise, if you think Nick is not going to be in the top 5 or like the last one in the top 5, you're free to share your opinion down below in the comment section. Alright, next up we got Brett Wilkin, and do not worry, Brett is alive. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see black and white photos of bodybuilders, I think of something horrible, but no. He posted this photo this way in black and white, and he's, I believe, 7 weeks or less than 7 weeks out of Legion Sports Fest, where he's gonna try and qualify for the Mr. Olympia 2025, and his main contender right now is Patrick Moore. But I'm looking at Brett right here, and I'm thinking, is this the best Brett ever so far? And as you guys probably know, Brett Wilkin started his bodybuilding career pretty late, right? So he was doing classic physique for a while, he was, aesthetic, he was smaller, and then all of a sudden he exploded in size. Like in 2 years, he basically added 50 pounds of muscle, something like that. He just transformed completely. And then that show at Chicago Pro against Hunter Labrada, he showed up, he looked amazing. Then at the Arnold Classic, he kind of failed. And then later, I believe it was Romania Pro, one of the European shows, where he actually looked very good. He won some shows, and then he stopped bodybuilding for a while. I think he had some stomach issues, some gut issues. And for almost a year, he did not do bodybuilding, basically. He wasn't on gear, he wasn't force feeding and so on. And he definitely lost a lot of size. And this guy needs to eat like a maniac to maintain this kind of size. And then he started doing it again. And he basically got back to his old size. And now he got shredded. And honestly, he does look very big right now. So as you can see here in the most muscular, his arms are very good. They're very big and very detailed as well. The chest is very 3D, the abs are looking phenomenal, the shoulders are very wide. His biggest flaw was always, and I think it still is, his legs from the front. They're not small by any means, but if they were a little bit bigger, he would be a top bodybuilder, he would be top 10. But at this point, is he a top 10 bodybuilder? Not right now, I wouldn't say so, but by the time 2025 Mr. Olympia comes, he may make enough progress to actually be a top 10 bodybuilder. Now, as far as the Legion Sports, can he win that show against Patrick Moore? I don't know, but I would love to see him win, honestly. I'm definitely cheering for Brett at that show, but Patrick is bringing something pretty good, so it's gonna be a tough show for Brett to win. It's gonna be, I think, very, very close between him and Patrick Moore. I don't know who's gonna end up victorious, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a good battle. However, if I had to choose one guy, I do believe Brett is probably going to win as long as he's on with conditioning, with his size, with his structure, with his shape and everything. He is good enough. He can win Legion Sports and go to the Mr. Olympia. And maybe next year, if he makes a little bit more improvements, especially in the legs, he can be a top 10 guy. He has a beautiful structure, very, very nice shape, and a lot of muscle, crazy density, crazy 3D effect to the shoulders, chest, and arms. So, and also his back is very good. Here's also a recent photo. So the back has the width, it has the depth as well. The legs from behind are looking very nice, very thick. So yeah, this guy is a proper bodybuilder. He's probably going to win that show. Look at this as well. I mean, his conditioning is coming up, but look at the lower lats, the Christmas tree. He has a lot of muscle in those lats. It reminds me kind of Dorian Yates, but I mean, of course, not on that level. However, he has the tools, he has the potential, a lot of potential. And with the way he's looking right now, yeah, I think he's going to win Legion Sport. It's not going to be easy. Patrick Moore is going to look amazing as well, but I think he's going to win it. And then next year, I can see him being a top 10 bodybuilder at the Mr. Olympia. What do you guys think? And finally, we got a physique update from Horse MD in the off-season, Marcelo De Angelis. And I have no idea so far what his plans are for the future. Last time we saw him on stage, it was the Arnold Classic, where he completely failed. He disappointed everybody. Nobody expected him to be so off in condition. Basically, he probably should have pulled out of that show. Because as they say, you're only as good as your last showing, and his last showing was not very good. But that Romania Pro Edition, however, was phenomenal. So I do believe this guy has a lot of potential. He can still be very good, but he needs to keep improving. He needs to improve his back. He needs, overall more size. Is he working on that right now? I don't know. I mean, it is his off-season, but I don't know how hard he's really pushing things, because he has a bunch of businesses. He has a lot of things going on aside from bodybuilding, so I don't know if he is that devoted. I mean, he obviously has crazy genetics. He was able to progress this much so far without really being a 100% bodybuilder. But, he got to the point where every little percent matters. If he wants to be one of the top guys, to place well at the Arnold Classic or to qualify for the Mr. Olympia, he needs to pay attention to the smallest of details. Is he doing that now? I don't have the impression that he is. Is he looking bigger this offseason than his last offseason? I wouldn't say so. I think he looks pretty similar, and he's probably going to stay at around same look unless he starts pushing things and taking things very, very seriously. But if you guys disagree, tell me down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you soon, all the best, and bye-bye.